Ladies and gentlemen, here comes another story about a Black child being handcuffed over something petty and frivolous by a cop. And this happened at a police athletic league down in Jacksonville, Florida. You know, there is something that we must never ignore. For the last 500 years, when these cops were known as slave catchers all the way up to present day, the relationship has never improved in 5 centuries. Why would you let your kids join the police athletic league? You know, they have one up here. I won't let my son join it. There is a horrible relationship, and we're not to blame for that. We are not the ones that should fix that. Okay, this relationship started with them as slave catchers, and over the centuries, they have never tried to improve the relationship between the Black community and the police. So that tells me it don't take 5 centuries to work on a relationship. This is the way, this has always been for our community. And nothing has changed. The same attitudes are still present today. And number 2, these folks do not have, whether they're a teacher or a cop or even a store owner, they do not have patience with our children. They don't. I promise you, if it was a white child bouncing a basketball at the police athletic league, no handcuffs would have been put on that child. But they seem to always have a short fuse when it comes down to Black children. And that is a problem that should not be overlooked. If you have Black children, don't let them join any of this police stuff. And you know what the climate is between the Black community and cops. Why are you even letting your son participate in that? You shouldn't. We have seen multiple stories come out with cops that just come around children, Black children, and get upset over the most stupidest thing ever. Now, a child can't dribble a basketball in a gym. He was probably upset because that 11-year-old child played basketball better than him. That's probably what the reason was. So this police officer handcuffs an 11-year-old Black boy for dribbling a ball in a gym. So they're at this police athletic league, and the cop handcuffs an 11-year-old saying they were being disrespectful. I don't understand how a grown man can't handle an 11-year-old and your ass is a cop. If you go over the top with an 11-year-old, can you imagine what he's like on the street? So what happened was the mother was at the gym at the time with her son. A little girl came over to her and said, "Excuse me, your son is being arrested for dribbling a basketball." And she said, "You can't be serious." Now, her name is Bummi Borisade. Her son's name is Fateyi. And this cop claims he wouldn't stop bouncing a basketball. You are in a gym. You're in a gym. So here's another basketball activity, and here comes a cop having a problem. But, you know, the other one was at, what was that, LA Fitness, a basketball. Oh my God, these people are so frivolous and petty. And this is another reason why you should not want your children around these folks. The incident happened at a police athletic league basketball game at one of its gym. The gym's entrance is, these are the words on the gym entrance. Okay, so the police athletic league, its mission enriches the lives of children by creating positive relationships between law enforcement officers and the youth of our community through educational, athletic, and leadership programs. Now, they have this on their website, and they also have these words in the gym. Does this seem like they're living up to their mission statement? It doesn't to me. It's not surprising that by handcuffing an 11-year-old, the police officer did the opposite of creating positive relationships. Borisade told WJXT her son is now afraid of the police. She said her own views of police have also changed as a result. I don't understand why it took this incident for her to get there. Is this woman, is she not paying attention to what's going on out here? Wow. An internal affair complaint on the matter is being investigated by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. There is a history of accusations of police brutality and racism with little consequences from Jacksonville police. And, you know, I did a video, it must have been last year. It was these two guys walking across a street, and this Jacksonville police officer had a damn meltdown over jaywalking. There were no cars coming. There were no cars on the street. And he had a meltdown over jaywalking on a street where no cars were rolling up and down the street. See, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. All right. So they're talking about they're facing 3 separate lawsuits of police brutality, one of which this same officer was involved. Timothy James, who beat a handcuffed teenager, Elias Campos. Those charges were dropped, although the officer, who had a history of internal affair complaints, resigned. He can still work as an officer inside Duval, Clay, or Nassau County. And that's the problem. Whenever cops have a laundry list of complaints against them, they should not be allowed to go to other police departments or even the sheriff's department and become cops again. That is a problem in itself. In 2016, a Jacksonville police lieutenant, Trudy Callahan, a white woman, was investigated for racist posts on a social media site where she posted a police composite of a black man with dreadlocks and a caption that used racial slurs repeatedly, along with other racist posts. So this is from the same police department, y'all. During her 20-year career, she has been involved in almost 50 citizens and internal complaints. Again, if these cops got this amount of complaints against them, you know, police unions ain't worth shit. You know, they will protect someone. She had 50 complaints against her, and they let her stay for 20 years. Relationships are never going to get better between the Black community and police departments in this country because they want it that way. They want our relationships to always be turbulent. So since they won't do anything about it, ladies and gentlemen, don't join the police athletic league or let your kids participate, because they tried to do some mess out here recently over the past few months as trying to get kids involved in neighborhood watch, and the cops came around and trying to teach them, you know, when somebody looks suspicious, call the police. I wouldn't let my son participate in that. I won't let him participate in anything involving cops. And I think Black parents in our community are going to have to face reality and realize you can't have your kids around these cops like that. Even if it seemed like it's a fun activity, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And you can clearly see it was not worth it for this child. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell. And I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.